I was competitive for as long as I can remember. Sports was always a part of my life, and without it, it kind of just left a hole in me until I found boxing. My name is Brendan Torres. I'm a boxer out of Brooklyn, New York. When I found out that I was going to be a father, definitely fear was one of the emotions I felt. I didn't think that at 19 years old I was fit to be a dad. I was still trying to figure out myself. I didn't know who I was at that time. And then my son was born and everything changed. Ever since then, I knew that I was a protector. Like, that's what I was meant to be. I met Brittany in 2014. We were in different schools, but in the same building. She played softball, I played baseball, so we had that baseball-softball relationship going on.
Yeah, we got married in July of 2021. We met in high school. I would think I was in 10th grade and he was in 11th. My son was born in 2018 and my daughter was born in January of 2021.
Even though I was worried about not knowing who I was before having a kid, having my son actually helped to show me who I was. I first became a fan of boxing as a kid, watching my dad watch a bunch of big fights. And I saw the passion that it brought out of him. I think that's what really opened my eyes to it. And then as an adult, I dove deeper into it myself. Baseball was just kind of like a way for me to channel it, for sure. But I was competitive in everything that I did. There was nothing that whether it was a sport or not, I wanted to be the best at whatever I was doing at any time. When I stopped playing baseball, I didn't really have any other outlets. It wasn't until shortly after that I became a dad, and so kind of all my focus went there. I definitely felt a lot of emotions bottling up when I couldn't release that competitive nature inside of myself. In my head, if I wasn't playing a sport, there was no way to release that, competitive nature. I wasn't like a teenager anymore where I could just go out and shoot hoops with my friends and be competitive in that way. For me, I needed something more real than that, something that counted towards something. I think the biggest difference in my understanding of boxing as a fan versus as a competitor now is more of a technical thing. I had an appreciation for two grown men hitting each other. It was fun to watch, it was exciting to watch, but now you develop an appreciation for the work that they put in to be who they are, to be some of the best fighters in the world, and you have a lot of respect for anybody willing to do any kind of training to be the best fighter in the world, because it's not easy. It's not easy in the slightest. I think boxing has instilled in me a confidence that I haven't had in a long time. It really added to my work ethic. I'm willing to work hard. I'm willing to push when I don't want to, when my body doesn't want to. I want to have a sound mind and a sound body. I want to be an example one day for people to look at and say, like, that's the right way to do things.
The conversation that we had about it wasn't necessarily like a back and forth. It was kind of just like, hey, like, this is what I'm doing. And I was like, okay, I support you. And that was kind of it. It was hard because, like, for me, like, fighting, I don't want to see my husband get punched in the face,
I'm always worried about, the potential risk for injury. You don't know what's gonna happen. A shot to the back of the head could be devastating. There's definitely some negative things about it that are worrisome, but I think you gain just so much more out of it. So for me personally, the pros outweigh the cons.
When he's getting ready to start the fight, I think I'm more nervous than he is, and that kind of projects onto him.
With every fight, I always walk away with something I'm proud of and something I need to work on. But my main goals are to gain the experience. I want to see what other fighters are bringing to the table. I'm kind of just trying to gauge where I'm at, my skill level, compared to some of the best fighters in New York City.
I find myself like yelling like, go hit him, do this, do that, you know, just to like amp him up from the sidelines, but I don't even know if he hears me.
You definitely achieve that kind of flow state. I mean, I could barely hear my trainer once that bell goes off. You lose all feeling. It's just you and the person you're dancing with. I just had this moment where I hit this kid and his legs got a little shaky. It's beautiful. It's to see the art and science that went into it. Boxing is a science. No matter what way you cut it, I mean, there's a lot to solve for and figure out in there, and I think that's where the science comes in. You're doing a lot of experimenting around in there, trying to figure out what's gonna work. You finally figure it out. And that's the sweet part right there, is when you figure out, you know, what works after the science that you put into it. I think it definitely changes the way I go about life. I care more about life itself. I just care more about like what I'm doing with myself. I want to learn how to be a competitor, one of the better competitors, because long term I want to teach the sport to my kids and to other kids all around New York City. I'm hoping to open my own gym one day. My passion for boxing kind of ignited everything, and I knew that this is where I want my life to go. Even if I'm not a professional fighter, I want to stay in the boxing community and teach what I can.
I love seeing them bonding. I love seeing them all get together to just hit the bag, you know, all the time. It's awesome. The type of impact that I would say I would hope that this journey of his has on my family would just be to keep everybody healthy, to keep us all like motivated to do better, to keep us, you know, just as a big unit, you know, just strong.
I've come to realize that boxing is more than just some barbaric sport where people are trying to hit each other. It's science, it's art, it's dance, some of the best things to enjoy in the world.